Guys, I will be dictating two passages every day, one general and one legal. So subscribe to my channel for latest updates. 5 seconds. The sole contention raised by Mr. Jha, the learned counsel for the appellant, is that the appellant, on the date of commission of the said offence, was a minor within the meaning of the provisions of the Bihar Children Act 1982. The learned counsel would contend that the appellant had disclosed his age at the first opportunity, namely when the bail petition was moved before the Patna High Court, and inter alia relying on or on the basis of the said statement, he was released on bail by an order dated 9/5/1986. It was further submitted that even while the appellant was examined by the learned trial judge under section 313 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, his age was estimated as 28 years. The High Court also, in its impugned judgment, noticed the submissions made to the effect that, having regard to the said estimate of age being 28 years by the trial court on 17/12/1998, while the appellant was being examined under section 313 CRPC, he was a juvenile as on the date of commission of the offence, that is 18/11/1985. The said question has, however, not been gone into by the High Court. According to the learned counsel, if once it is found that the appellant was a juvenile within the meaning of section 2H of the Juvenile Justice Act 1986 or a child under the provisions of the Act, he was entitled to the protection thereunder, and in that view of the matter, he could have also been sent to the juvenile home in terms of section 9 or special home in terms of section 10 or observation home in terms of section 11 of the Act, and in any event could not have been sentenced to imprisonment for life. Furthermore, it was the juvenile court alone which was the competent to pass an order against him, and in that view of the matter, the entire judgment of conviction and sentence passed against the appellant would be vitiated in law. It was further submitted that the estimate of age by the court is final and binding, and in that view of the matter, the appellant could not have been sentenced to undergo imprisonment for life. Para section 32 vests power in the juvenile court to make due enquiry in respect of the age of the accused on the date of the commission of the offence, and for that purpose such court has to take evidence as may be necessary and to record a finding whether the accused in question was a juvenile. It need not be pointed out that it is not possible for this court to determine the age of an accused on the date of the commission of the offence, because that has to be determined on the basis of the evidence to be adduced and other materials in support thereof being produced. This determination should not be based merely on written opinion of the doctors produced before this court. Prosecution has right to cross-examine such medical or forensic experts who have given their opinion about the age of the accused in order to demonstrate that the accused was not a juvenile on the date of the commission of the offense. This is necessary because by the time the plea is taken before the appellate court, in almost all the cases, the accused concerned must have ceased to be a juvenile due to lapse of time, making it more difficult for the appellate court as well as the juvenile court to determine as to what was his age at the time of the commission of the offense. In my view, in such a situation, the courts, including juvenile court, should get the accused held guilty of serious offenses examined by a medical board and should determine the age of such accused on the basis of the materials on record, including the opinion of the medical board. Once the legislature has enacted a law to extend special treatment in respect of trial and conviction to juveniles, the court should be jealous while administering such law so that the delinquent juveniles derive full benefit of the provisions of such act, but at the same time it is the duty of the courts that the benefit of the provisions meant for juveniles are not derived by unscrupulous persons who have been convicted and sentenced to imprisonment for having committed heinous and serious offenses by getting themselves declared as children or juveniles on the basis of procured certificates. The statute therefore has imposed a duty upon the competent authority to make an inquiry as to the age of that person who appears to be a child to him. No such inquiry was, however, made, presumably because no such plea was raised. At that time, it also might not have occurred to the court that the appellant was a child.